Hello everybody, Mr. Happy here, and welcome back to the next part of my Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play series. Part of getting a level 50 is finishing all the primals that are part of the main story from 1 to 50. And the last one we're going to have to take on is Garuda. This is the Howling Eye normal mode that we're going to be taking on. I'm going to cue into that while I talk a little bit. And this fight can be pretty brutal to new players. There's a lot of things that go on in this fight that players aren't really used to having to do compared to all of the other dungeon fights and even the two previous primal fights. So I've actually beaten this already on this character, but I decided that I didn't really like the way I was discussing it when I killed her the first time. So I decided now that I've redone the fight, I remember a little bit more what normal mode is like. I can talk a little bit more confidently about it, get through my points a little bit more concisely, and it should be a better video for all of us in the end. So let me pull up the duty status so I understand where we are. So there's a few things that tank needs to keep in mind specifically. There's a few things that everybody else needs to keep in mind with this fight. And just be prepared for some different things to go on here. Be prepared to react to what Garuda does fairly quickly. Now, I'm pretty sure there is a very specific pattern to her attacks here. I mean, there is in pretty much every primal mode fight. But like I explained with Titan and Ifrit, I didn't really explain their ability rotation. I just explained, hey, this boss does this. When it happens, you do this. That's really the most important thing. And for Garuda, it's going to be more important than it ever was before. So be ready. It's going to be a pretty rough fight. I don't know how long this queue is going to take, so I am going to take a quick break, and when the queue actually pops, we'll get into Garuda normal. See you then. Alright, well, it was taking really long to get the queue, so I decided to... Oh, come on! Yeah, so it took... Oh, and it's back. There we go. We're in business, everyone, I hope. Yeah, so I decided I was going to go do a leave. Yeah, duty failed, I know. That's because I entered the dungeon while I was in the middle of a leave, so it just said duty failed. I still don't have the skip cutscenes thing turned on, so let me skip that real quick. That was pretty funny. I was like, alright, well, I've waited long enough. I literally ended up waiting like 10 more minutes. The first one I did that I just said that I wasn't going to show, that one actually was instant. Like, that was within, I guess not instant, but like 15 seconds. And the other one was like 15 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. That was a little bit of a weird thing. So anyway, this is Garuda normal. So start off the fight. We're going to get Stone Skin Protect on everybody. The first big thing I want to mention are these 4 big rocks in the middle. So you know how like Ifrit had the nail and Titan has his heart and you have to destroy them or everybody gets wrecked? The whole point is to make sure that you don't aim Garuda's abilities at these rocks. You want to keep them as healthy as possible with or as big as possible for her ultimate attack. Her ultimate attack will do damage based on how many of the rocks that you still have alive. So Garuda herself has a bunch of different attacks. Also, Tank is in Sword Oath, so I better be careful here, as opposed to being in Shield Oath. And I can tell because he's taking a lot of damage. So, yeah, so you saw how Garuda's AoE right there, the Wicked Wheel, just hit both of those rocks. Yeah, Tanks, you're really going to want to pull Garuda all the way to the wall because it prevents her Wicked Wheel from hitting people. She also has a conal attack called Downburst, which will just hit the tank really hard. And most importantly is this attack, Slipstream. When she casts Slipstream, Tanks, you need to make sure that you move behind her. So it's actually a conal stun attack that you can avoid, but the only way to avoid it is by actually like not standing in front of her. So definitely make sure to do that. Another thing is these plumes. Whenever these spawn, you're just going to want to kill them. If you don't, also Tank does not want to face her towards everybody. This is getting rough. Yeah, Tanks, you can completely ignore all those. Don't run Garuda into the middle of the room. Try not to do that. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get back on track. You're going to want to destroy those when they spawn. If you don't kill them in time, they'll actually explode and deal damage to everyone around them, as well as severely damaging these rocks. Also, she occasionally attacks a ranged or melee with an attack called Friction, which just does damage to them, and if you're near the rocks, it does damage to them as well. So again, just don't stand near the rocks. And that's it. That's the most important things for the earlier phases. The one big thing that she did is this attack. She'll teleport first to the north side of the room, there. Then she'll teleport to the south side of the room. And what she's going to do is she's going to do a giant conal AoE that deals, that will kill you pretty much in this mode. And the only way to avoid it is by making sure that you use the rocks as a form of line of sight. By doing that, they will do no damage to you, but the attack does still do a lot of damage to the rocks itself. So we actually are not doing very well here. Like, it's this is gonna hurt a lot. I need to go to the middle and cast Holy. It's that bad, and I'm getting wrecked, which definitely doesn't help. I didn't even have time to put on Cleric stance. Oh, all right. I got to do some massive healing right now, boys. Oh. I can't get over to him to heal him. Yeah, there was no way. Yeah, so we took way too much damage from the rocks. Rocks were too weak. So, not to tank her near them and face her away. So you got an example of what happens if Garuda's too close to the rocks and she does too much damage to them. That's exactly what happens. So that was almost a good thing that happened. If the rocks are too low, that attack that just killed us, it just does a lot of damage. So don't let it happen. So tank her as close to the wall as humanly possible and make sure she's facing away from them. Ranged, make sure you don't stand near the rocks. That's a big thing because if you draw frictions over to them, they will take the damage. Also, DPS only. So yeah, the tank's just making sure he knows what he's doing. Yeah, that's a big thing. If you don't know the fights, make sure you let your party know. That is a big lesson I've been trying to teach her. I know that you're going to run into some people that are going to give you a hard time, but it's better that they know that you don't know than you just surprising them with not knowing. You know what I mean? Also, he's in shield up now. Thank goodness. That's going to make this fight a whole lot easier. Guys, don't make fun of the tank. I'm here to point out things that I can help new players with, but we're not here to I guess, insult people. We're literally just trying to teach new players the game, learn from mistakes, and make our way to improve. So I actually probably should have explained Slipstream, because that's an attack that I can totally tell him to avoid. Just because it does a lot of damage and it's a stun, so it's something that I definitely should be helping him with. That's going to hurt. Okay, everybody avoided it. That was close. So a couple of people almost didn't get out of the way in time. Alright, I should be able to get a holy off right here. Maybe even a couple of holies. Yeah, holy is a great ability, by the way. In case you couldn't tell, I just decimated all of those things with the holies. So yeah, now our rocks are extremely healthy. Garuda's taking really good damage. We're in a really good spot this time. We're doing much better. You could definitely tell that the people who didn't know certain things, they've learned, and they are definitely playing better. See, that's the thing. He's new. He doesn't know the Slipstream thing. Again, I should have explained that. I completely forgot because I was so focused on the rocks. But everybody's taking a lot less damage now, thankfully. She's going to do that conal attack again right here. So we hide behind this rock this time. Oh, no, she actually skipped the phase. So she doesn't... So if you do get two of those dash attacks, she will go north, then south. But she can actually just totally skip one of those phases. It's totally possible for it to happen. So don't be too worried if she doesn't do that and she just goes straight to that phase. It just means that your damage was so good that it wasn't even an issue. I think there's only one left, so that holy was kind of a waste. It's okay, though. It's okay. Wow, so look at that. I don't know why I just went... But we have all full rocks. That's really, really good. That's a big improvement over the last run. So this group did a great job improving. I'm very impressed. Alright, so now that we've dealt with all that, now we deal with our ultimate attack. I don't think you actually need to hide for this attack in normal mode. I know in Garuda hard mode, you don't need to hide from that attack at all. So, like, I'm pretty sure you don't need to do it here either, but do it just in case. It looks cool anyway. So now we're in the final phase of this fight, and what this phase has is you're going to have no more rocks. You don't have to worry about that, but you see this vortex on the outside of the room? You're going to not want to stand there. So basically, you're now confined to the center of the room where the circle ends. You can stand here when there's no AoE charging up, But as soon as the AoE finishes casting, then you got to make sure that you're not in the blue. So what Garuda's going to do now, she's still going to do that attack where she jumps and does the giant conal. What you need to do is make sure you stand behind her. Probably another thing I should have explained to that guy, but he's a tank, so he'll be able to survive it. Yeah, there's a lot of things that tanks really have to know about movement and placing. But he did fine. He did good. He's new. You can tell he's new. It's not a big deal. Also, she's going to do this again, razor plumes. These just hit really hard. They're not lethal anymore, or you don't have to protect them from rocks. You literally just have to AoE them down at this point. I'm trying to AoE them down, but I wasn't really paying attention to my MP. But we killed her right there anyway. There's actually one final attack I want to show off. I might edit it into the video from that last attempt that I had. What she'll eventually do is she'll jump to like the corner of the room right here. If you after that set of plumes, she'll jump to like the corner and she'll do a giant AoE that'll hit half the room. So your goal is to like stand on the opposite side of the inner circle. So if she landed over there and this is the opposite side of the inner circle, I would stand here in order to dodge the attack. I think I'm gonna throw the footage from that other attempt I had right there over it just to explain it. Thank you for no problem. Thank you for the run. Take care. There we go. Also, commendation, Dan Big Bear, let me give you a commendation. I wanted to get that challenge log out of the way. So yeah, I'm going to throw that clip over there, and it should be good. This video didn't really need to be too much longer. I'm going to do some leveling off camera now, and I'm probably going to have an Aurum Vale video to do soon. And I got to redo this leave now, too. Not a big deal. In fact, I'm going to finish this leave while I'm talking about a few more things. So, we're coming close to level 50. And there's a lot of things that I've talked about before that I'm going to be reminding you of in the coming videos. One of the big ones is the hunting log. Go finish it. If this is your first level 50, go finish your hunting log. I mean, I know some people don't care about the follow-up 50s, about finishing it, because they're just, you know, they're fake grinding, they're leave grinding, they're doing whatever they got to do. But seriously, if you're a new player, that level 50 ring that you get it's good. It's good enough. It's enough of an item level boost for you to warrant actually going out of your way to get it. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much today. I think I'm just cold because it's really cold in here. Yeah, that's going to be the first big thing I stress. Another thing is the format of these videos is going to change quite a bit when it comes to my my level 50 experiences. It's not going to be so much like, hey, it's this dungeon, hey, it's this dungeon, hey, it's this dungeon. It might not be like disjointed like that. It's probably going to be more like I'm just going to play for like 12 hours straight, see how far I can get this character in that time, and just do commentary over it. It's just not going to be as difficult, I guess is the word I'm looking for. No, disjointed. I'm going to stick with disjointed. It's just not going to be as disjointed between videos where you see me going from, hey, I'm level 44 to, hey, now I'm level 47. Because I just didn't want to show the leveling process. But the whole level 50 I can't literally just be like, oh, well, off camera, you should have done this. You know, I feel like it's going to leave too many questions in new players' minds. So I want to avoid that. I want to do what's best for you guys. So expect a lot of videos in the coming months. We got 3 months till Heavensward, and I want this character to beat turn 13 in that time. I can almost guarantee that. I just got to talk to my free company, because I'm obviously going to be doing runs with... Actually, yeah, I'll be doing runs with my actual free company, most likely. We have alt runs that people do, and I'll probably be a part of those. So, I want to get that character that far along for Heavensward. I want to make sure I have a bunch of classes at level 30, because this character, I will eventually level the new job Astrologian on this character, and I will also do White Mage 50 to 60 on this character. Those might be a little bit delayed after Heavensward comes out. I'm going to be doing so much work on the other videos, on my main character for all my guides and whatnot, that those might be a little delayed, but I can guarantee you that this series will not end when Heavensward ends, because I'll have a whole lot of new stuff to talk about and share with you guys, and I'm really looking forward to it. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. Good luck on Garuda Normal, and I will see you in Aurum Vale. Until then, take care.